goes down where you saw those people.
Right.
All right, you guys, this is L.A. Kendrick back with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. As you can see, the title, we were surrounded by Bigfoot, right? So I'm going to let that thing do what it do, but you know as we do, we talk about everything supernatural, extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, ultra-dimensional, UAPs, UFOs, cryptids, paranormal, serial killers, conspiracy theories. You guys name it, we talk about it right here, okay? And authentically, we talk about it here, right? We have a new book coming out, be out shortly, sometime this month, really quick in time for you guys to order it. And matter of fact, I'll get on it right after I get through all this. But what we have is also we have. Make sure you guys like and share this information and subscribe, right? That way you get the premiere to the new cartoon animated version of The Benefits of a Bully, and we have The Trials of Shabazz, okay? So I'm gonna let it do its thing and explain what was happening as we were coming down off of the mountain in Sedona, Arizona, from Bradshaw Ranch, okay? High strangeness area, which is where we were. And I take you guys with me everywhere we go. Me and a subscriber went. And so she was traumatized for a little bit, but I'm gonna let this thing do what it do. I'm gonna let it tell its story. And then I'm gonna come back with my commentary because I hate interrupting you guys. And the party don't start till you walk in, and now that you're here with my partner here, let's begin.
That goes down where you saw those people.
Right. I tried to live stream it, couldn't live stream it. The great tour guide, Firefox, is a good guy. This is pretty impressive. This is intense. We've seen UFOs. We had some spirits, and again, my trusty camera would not do what we needed to do. And I'm flabbergasted as to why, because we literally had everything new put in, new changed out, and it just would not activate, which is insane. So when we're leaving, maybe I'll catch something on camera.
I think they're escorting us out.
You see somebody?
I can feel something following us over here.
On your right?
Yep. I can feel it. I wonder if they'll show up for us. See if you can use something and see if you can pick it up. It's friendly.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's probably escorting us out.
Bumpy road.
My temperature gauge says 80, but it's a lot colder. It feels a lot colder.
Yeah, it does feel cold, bro.
Now, let me know if it gets too cold back there. I have seat heaters, by the way.
Okay.
I have two settings. I have warm, and then I have biscuit burner. We're not even into the lower areas yet. It usually gets 10 degrees colder there. Oh, it's getting colder already. It just dropped down into the 70s. Still feels colder than that.
This is the camera, you guys. It won't even record anything. It keeps shutting down. And that's my camera's doing stuff I've never seen it do before. So this is it doing crazy stuff. I keep trying to make a record so you guys can't say that I'm doing something with it, but there it is. I mean, I've never seen this camera act like this, and everything is fresh, brand new, everything. Memory card, the whole nine. Everything was working before I left, and I tested and made sure everything was okay. And now, oh boy, turn it off. Turn it off. We'll try to use the cell phone to record as much as we can because, like he said, it's a lot cooler. Now it's warming up. Really bad that I was trying to get an additional camera, but they all broke down. Had to replace them. They don't make these cameras worth anything, so.
Yeah, you're gonna start seeing homes on our left over here.
Okay.
These homes are actually on former ranch lands. That's why they're out here. They've been grandfathered in.
Okay.
Other than that, we're right in the middle of federal land, U.S. forest land. Can't develop on it. Actually, this is the road they use to get to and from their homes.
Like I said, I'm trying to keep the camera up just in case something wicked happens, runs across the field and whatnot. First the camera was taking videos and everything, and all of a sudden it stopped doing that. We started taking pictures, and that stopped taking pictures. I don't know what's going on. The cell phone was working. We tried to live stream, and then it shut the live stream down. So strange happenings out here. Left of us.
those stars.
Believe it or not, this is like the first time we've ever seen stars, and all the time we've been out traveling to the places of supernatural, we've never seen stars. Always overcast every time, no matter how open, it's always overcast.
Well, here, because our humidity is so low, that's why we can get clear skies like this. We had a storm yesterday. That was a whole different story. Well, this is our monsoon season too, so
Right.
we're gonna get a lot more rain and clouds.
Let's shut it down, guys, for a few minutes. Let's get out of here. And you know what? Just as soon as I shut it off, something crazy will happen. But I don't know how much memory I have on my cell phone. So, I'm trying to take this in small bites. LA County, I'll see you guys back later.
Okay, now we're back. And I'm doing it this way because every time I try to do a live stream, something always happens to the connection. Even though we're hardwired, we have 5G, AT&T, high-speed internet, fiber optics, all that good stuff, right? Still, it seems to always malfunction. And again, I always say you got gatekeepers out there. They don't want the information to get out. I'm not an armchair person. I will actually get out there, see the world, bring it to you guys, or have you guys pick, and you guys occasionally can go out there with me to these places. I've traveled all over the world to see if these cryptid, supernatural zones, places, whatever, really exist. And I'm telling you, man, they really exist. Not only that, the situations where I've experienced them myself, right? I've experienced a lot myself, and it's just crazy how much I've seen. And what you got to go through, and I've seen the Big Four, like I've said before. I tried to do this podcast, I tried to do this video a while back, but each time I do, something happens. And again, I'm using the ambience for the Halloween moment and the spirit of spookiness for October. And my partner here, he's helping out. So the thing about when you're checking out these things, right? Sometimes they may have ties to a higher governmental entity, right? Not to mention just the people who are gatekeepers at the lower level who feel like maybe you shouldn't be part of this genre, and how dare you see the same things that I see? How dare you run into that mess, right? And I'm not the kind of guy, again, that's going to sit on his hands and just cut and paste somebody else's experiences. I'm going to go out there and get it, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to bring it back to you guys so you guys can see it. And I appreciate you guys all following me. And shout out to all you new subs that signed up. Really appreciate you guys. You help keep this thing going and make the adventure worthwhile. Because again, man, you guys will be surprised at what's going on out there. So, where we went was an area of high strangeness, right? So we saw all kinds of crazy stuff that night. Again, we saw so much, it takes a while to process. So if I seem like I'm beating a dead horse, you had to see what I saw in real time to understand what I saw, what we saw, what we witnessed. Because not only did we see, I'm telling you, we didn't just see the UFOs flying, disappearing here, disappearing there, stopping, making hard turns, portals opening with night vision. What else did we see? Ghosts, spirits. We saw the whole thing, right? So you guys bear with me on that, okay? Not necessarily bear with me, but understand what we saw and how traumatic it was for Pink Unicorn, who came with me. that stuff it's really heavy, especially if you had minimal experience with it. But then to be out there in it, unprotected, because we were on top of a mountain and everything was wide open on all sides, right? So this is what the video didn't show. He had hit the drum. The driver had hit the drum, which was our guy. He had hit the drum to elicit a Sasquatch response, and then he did a shout. He's Native American, named Firefox. So we waited, and we were still checking out the other stuff. And me personally, I had a little anxiety, again, as I explained before, to see it up close or to experience something up close, like the Sasquatch, right? Because we've all heard the stories, oh, they're nice, cuddly, whatever. You know, I tend to think they're like people. You have some with different personalities and they may do different things, right? So I'm thinking along those lines and thinking, well, I gotta make sure she's okay, right? And I was a little anxious when it came to that, right? So nothing was happening, and you gotta remember the truck, the Jeep that we were in, right, as we were going down the mountain, it's wide open on all sides. It doesn't have any shielding or any protection. It doesn't have windows all around the vehicle. Everything is wide open except for the front windshield. Everything else is wide open, front, back, left, right. All the panels are wide open. So we were surrounded on all sides. I took out the phone, as you can see in the video, and I'm trying to scan the area to get as much footage as I could, because that's the only piece of equipment that was working. The camera that I'm using now kept shutting down every time I tried to point it to the sky or Bigfoot, or look for possible Bigfoot or entities or things along those lines. Everything kept shutting down except for the cell phone. And again, I was running. I didn't know how much memory I had left, so I was trying to maintain it in case something came where you could boom, boom, here it is, right? I wanted to make sure I had something to capture that moment, because I took pictures with my cell phone and all the screens were black, which was weird. Like I said, everything was black. They say take pictures just in case when you're around the supernatural, because you may see still shots of stuff that you can't see with the naked eye. And so, nonetheless, we're going down the mountain. It started getting cold. Remember, it's July, like early part of July, right? So we're going down the mountain, and it started getting cold. And he said that we may be getting escorted out, which made sense to me too, right? I was thinking, you know, whatever. And you see me talking about it. And I think he even mentions it where he says we may be getting escorted out. Cool, fine, great. But then it's amazing to me that she heard things that he didn't hear, and he heard things that she didn't hear, but I heard what both of them heard. So we're going down, right? Going down the mountain, and you can hear the jumping and all that good stuff, right? And all of a sudden, you hear this woo over to the right as we're going down. And I had just said on the camera, bet as soon as I turn it off, watch something crazy happen. So I say maybe 3 or 4 minutes into it, something crazy happened. We heard that. And she said, did you hear that? I said, yeah. And as soon as she said that, something answered in the distance off to the right, farther behind it. Something answered. So I asked the driver, did you hear that? He said, no. He said, what did you hear? I said, we heard whooping, or we heard a howl, or a woo. We heard that. And he said he didn't hear it. So now I'm looking around with my headlamp on, right? Looking for eye shine, things like that. So I had it on the bright light. And then I said, well, maybe if I turn it on the red light, it would be better. So I actually turned it to the red light setting. We're going down even further. We're maybe midway down, right? And as we got down midway, we heard something scream over here. If you've ever heard Prince, there's a song he had called Get Off, and I explained this before in another video. You heard the high pitch burst, and then it stopped. He slowed down. He said, did you hear that? She never heard it. The sub that came with me, she never heard it. I said, yeah, did you know, we were kind of like, dang, you know, what was that, right? He's probably used to it. I've only heard something like that. I've never heard that, but I've heard the woo before. That's when we found the footprint that we had. We found that possible Sasquatch footprint that I showed Dr. Jeff Meldrum, rest in peace. But we stopped, and I'm looking around behind me to the front because it was pitch black out there. It was a half moon, but it was still pitch black, so to speak, where you could really barely not see anything. So we had his brake lights, hit the brake lights, and you could see the road behind us. But I mean, it was eerie as heck, right? It was spooky, right? And then we heard something when he stopped. Something crashed off away from the vehicle. That's what caught us off guard. Something trampled off into the forest, and he looks around. We were looking. I'm looking with the red lamp. Didn't see any eye shine. Didn't see anything, and nothing else made a sound after that. And we drove down a little bit further down the mountain till we came to close to the end. And as soon as we said that, got a little bit further down, there was a light that came. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, are you seeing this?" And he said, "Well, I can't look if you want me to get you down the mountain in one piece." He didn't want to flip over or damage the vehicle, which made sense, but he was missing whatever that was. It came, it was in the sky, pretty much treetop level. And then it stopped for a second, and then it shot off. And I'm thinking, wow. So we saw all those big things at one time. Again, that I don't rarely get anxiety about anything, but again, running into a potential 8-foot, 7-foot tall creature in the woods pretty much is going to get anybody, I would say. It would make anybody nervous, and it definitely had me a little nervous. And that footage that you see, that's the most. There is footage that I have where he was depicting what he thinks may be a UFO or a space base, and it's blue. If you guys, once you subscribe to the channel, you can go check that out in the archives. But the reason that I'm rehashing this is because you guys got to understand that you see all of that stuff, trying to process it and make it make sense. Even though I have seen stuff like this all my life, it still makes you stop and go, wow, this stuff is real. It's really out there, right? No matter what anybody tells you, you don't have to believe me. I'm not trying to force anybody to believe me. I'm telling you what I saw. I'm taking you on those trips. Some of you have been fortunate enough to come with me on these trips and see firsthand with your own 2 eyes what's happening and what's the bigger picture out here. Hey, and that's why I do what I do. So, I mean, this stuff is real, man. From my perspective and what I've seen, stuff is real. But you be the judge. Would you dare want to be caught out there on the top of a mountain, in the middle of on the top of a mountain, in a high strangeness area, where any and everything is popping off? UFOs, spirits, Bigfoot, portals opening up left and right all around you. Would you want to be caught out there like that? Would you dare want to be caught out there like that? Because that's what I've seen. And again, I've been to Skinwalker Ranch, Area 51, Devil's Tower, you name it, I've been there. Hopkinsville Goblin, the Green Men of Kelly, LBL, Lambertville. I've been to these places, man, and some of you have been with me. In the flesh, been with me. I appreciate you guys and gals. Again, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel, okay? Because again, we have a treat for you. I got a couple of treats coming for you all month. A new book, Demon Streamer, right? The Benefits of a Bully, animated short, and the Trials of Shabazz, that battle that we did in the comic book a while back. So that's also going to be available. And I'm going to have this stuff starting tonight all the way up until the end of the month, okay? So you guys bear with me and stay with me, and I appreciate all you new subs. I appreciate all you new subs for joining in with me. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. And like I say, one shot, one take. We make sure we're doing this authentic and organic, all right? So in closing, You guys make sure you check the dark recesses of your home. Check the dark closets. If you work late at night until the wee hours of the morning, make sure you check under your car, inside your car, around your car. Be mindful of your surroundings, because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick with another Tale from the Vault. Would you dare? And until next time, you guys be safe and fill in the rest. Say goodnight, Punkor.